Hey, yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy V, and I'm coming to y'all with another banger. And today, I'm going to be doing something a little different. On today's video, I will be giving you guys the best build at every position. I'm talking point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, and it goes from there. And I'll also be doing some honorable mentions for specific positions, as some of these builds that I handpicked out, some of them just like, yeah, from in my opinion, honestly. If you guys mess with this idea, let me know down in the comment section below if I should do something similar for a future video. But other than that, let's go ahead and start this list. We'll be starting at point guard, moving all the way up to center. Also forgot to mention, I will be showing you guys how to make these builds that are featured on this list. Without further ado, let's start this list with the point guard position. At the point guard position, I'm handing it to the lethal sharpshooting facilitator / pure shooter build. There's no arguing that this build is not one of the best, if not the best build in the game. I kid you not, I play so much of these builds. I even have this build myself. I have like 3 versions of this build across many accounts. I'm telling you, you go to the park, you can't go without seeing a lethal sharpshooting facilitator or pure shooter. You go to the stage, same thing. You go to matchmaking, same thing. This build is literally the meta. It could do everything you want it to do, of course, if you're that good at the game. But this build, I say it's good for people who's new to the game, who's, trying to learn how to play, get good. And it's like the starter build pretty much. But if you're like above levels good at this game, it could pretty much do everything. But if you're average, it's basically a pure sharpshooter. Could dribble and it could slash a little bit. But let's go ahead and show you guys how to make this build. All right, you guys, now I'm going to show you guys how to make the build. Go ahead, go to the build creator, point guard, make it 6'2" or however taller you want it to be. Go ahead, go to the pure green pie chart, click next, click the one with the most speed. All right, y'all, just so we don't waste time, I'm gonna make the build real quick and just skip over in 3, 2, 1. Boom, just like that. In a snap of a finger, the build is made. This is how you make the lethal sharpshooting facilitator. You can make adjustments to your liking if you don't like how I made it. This is pretty much my preference of how I make my build. And yeah, let's move on to the shooting guard position. At the shooting guard position, I have the heart-crushing point / pure defender. Picture the lethal sharpshooting facilitator with better defense, better finishing, same amount of playmaking, and like less shooting, a slight bit of shooting. It has like an 81 3-ball. This build could pretty much do everything that lethal can, except it has way better defense, way better finishing. So you could pretty much do more on this build than you can on the lethal sharpshooting facilitator. But this build is more like for experienced players or players who are trying to get better at defense. As you have read in your pie, the reason why I say it's for more experienced players is because you have a lower 3. And if you're newer to the game and you can't create shots for yourself, I don't recommend this build. Do what you want to do. If you want to try it out, go ahead and try it out. If it works out good for you. If it doesn't, there's always other builds that you can try out. But enough talking about this build. Let's go ahead and show you how to make this build. Welcome back to the build creator. You already know the drill. Just click next. Shooting guard 6'5". Then you're going to go to the shooting and defensive pie, click next, and you're going to do the one with the most speed again. Then you already know, in 3, 2, 1, boom, just like that, and the build is done. Like I said before with the lethal sharpshooting facilitator, if you do not like how the build is made, go ahead and make changes to your preferences. This is how I make my builds. On to the small forward position. For the small forward position, I went ahead and picked the pure finisher. Now, before you guys go ahead and bash me about, oh, this build can only dunk, oh, this build can only dunk, play defense, whatever. This is not your typical pure finisher. This pure finisher it could shoot, it could slash like it says in its name, it could play good defense, and it could handle the ball just like the lethal and the heart crushing point. This is basically a well-rounded build. And not only is the defense good, it has interior. So this is like a hybrid type of build. It's like a guard, like it's a mix of a guard and a big all together. So in reality, this build is not bad at all. Once you see the stats, you'll see what I'm talking about, if you don't believe me, of course. And I also do not recommend this build to people who are just, starting out this game as, When you see the stats, you'll see what I mean. But let's go ahead and make the build right now. Welcome back again. You know the drill. Let's go ahead and click next. Go to small forward. Go 6'8". And then you're going to click the playmaking and defensive pie right here. Then you're gonna click the one with the most speed. Now it's time for magic. 3, 2, 1, boom. This is how you make the build. Like I said before, if you want to make any changes, go ahead and make changes to your liking, but this is how I like the build. On to the power forward position. All right, y'all, for the power forward position, I selected the Shot Destroyer. Now, you're probably wondering, what are these builds that I'm giving to y'all? Well, this is the most versatile big man build in the game, in my opinion. This build could literally shoot, dunk, post hook, standing dunk, driving dunk. It can't dribble, though. That's the only thing. It could play immaculate defense, guard 1 to 5. This build is the best big man build in the game. Like, if you make a big man build, this is the big man build you want to make. It pretty much does everything. The only thing it lacks is speed, which, if you're not very skilled at this game, I don't recommend you use this build. I suggest use like a small forward so you could be much faster. But if you know what you're doing and you know how to work with the speed and defense and all that, you'll be straight with this build. This is a fire build to use. But without further ado, let's go ahead and show you how to make this build. You're still here? Man, I appreciate you, bro. You're a real one. But on to the next build. You know the drill. Go power forward now. You're going to go 6'11", and then you're going to scroll all the way down to the three-way pies, and then you're going to do the one that has less dribbling. Now you're going to pick the one with the most speed, and it's time for my magic. I'll see you in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Just like that. Look at this build. This build could really do it all except for dribble. Except for anything in playmaking, honestly, bro. But, this is a very, very versatile and great build to use. On to the center position, the final position. All right, y'all, for the last and final position is the center position, and I picked the post fade specialist. Now, this build is basically a bigger version of the lethal sharpshooting facilitator, but except it has a very high hitbox on blocks, so you have a defensive edge on players smaller than you, and it's really good. You can also post fade on this build from really, really far. Like, when I'm telling you, you could post fade from far, you could literally post fade from 3 with this build. And another thing about this build, you could also post hook, finish at the rim very well with the close shot. It's pretty decently high, just like the rest of these builds. And the cons about this build is that the speed it's pretty bad. So it's basically a downgrade from the power forward position, honestly. So I say you don't go anything past power forward. But, if you want to play center, this is the build for you. Now let's go ahead and show you guys how to make this build. Thank you to all of you who made it this far into the video. I want to take time to appreciate you. But yeah, for the final build, which is the center build, let's go ahead and make it right now. Go ahead and go to the center position. Go 7-1. 7-1. And then you're going to pick the all green pie chart. And then you're going to pick the one with the most speed. Now let's go ahead and do some magic in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Just like that. And the build is done. If you liked any of these builds, let me know down in the comment section below. If you don't, let me know down in the comment section below. If it helped you, treat this video right by liking the video, support my channel by subscribing to my channel, turn on that bell for daily content, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Y'all stay tuned.